I mean, I can give a rundown of Marcus, and you can give a rundown of Caruso.
Yep.
Okay. Well, sweet. Well, Marcus is sort of a military brat, but for most of his life, he was like the black sheep in the family. Just not a good mark on the family. Everyone else accomplishing shit, him not so much. Then history, tragedy, all that sort of stuff changed his perspective, and now he's actually trying to do right by his pretty much dead family at this point. You basically think of like Captain Jack Sparrow if he was from like Tennessee and was slightly less alcoholic, but only slightly.
Love that.
Where has the Pan-Galactic Cargo?
Something like that. Oh yeah, and the ship we're based on, the captain ship, is called it's a strike carrier, and it's called the Spirit of Animosity, but he just calls it Annie for short.
Spirit of Animosity. That is a beautiful name.
Yeah, I quite enjoy it. I'm also thinking of like nomenclature for the other ships for the champions. Like, I love the Halo naming convention, so I'm thinking
Oh yeah.
every type of ship has a different naming conventions. Like, battleships are the sword of blank, you know, frigates are like the whisper of something, something like that.
Yeah, also some flowery names. It's because it was it's because before this war it was really like a really long time before there had been any major conflicts. There were conflicts, of course, but they were like these abstract small things in the grand scheme of things. The way.
Definitely
As opposed
not
to like all out war.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. There was peace in the way. There was peace in the sense people sitting on councils and in committees could declare that we have achieved peace in our time.
But yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. V, you want to go
Yep.
describe Caruso?
Yeah. Caruso is like our resident ace pilot with a bad attitude. A Gundam type, like child soldier in the robot. Is from space in this setting, and has been like stuck on Earth. Or does this? I don't think it's ever come up. Does the planet have a name?
Oh yeah, it's Underworld.
Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see,
ENDER.
it's
World.
Underworld. I'll type it out.
Yeah. Thank you. But anyway, like the thing with Caruso, it like very good at piloting the robot, and not a whole lot of social skills. Cause of so much piloting the robot.
Yeah.
Generally, like a kid having a bad time. I feel like my big touch points are like Um, I'm gonna say this, and like um, a little less extreme, but like I do think like there's a little bit of like Kuno from Disco Elysium, um, without all the slurs, because I'm not gonna be saying all that. And then also,
Say about Kuno, do you not like the way Kuno talks?
Kuno can talk how he wants to. I gotta play this character, though. And also like, Denji from Chainsaw Man, like dumb kids, like kind of belligerent.
In over his head. A bit.
I mean,
Well, no.
so far doing pretty good. 'Cause the difference is, I think the difference with Caruso from those I mentioned is like that he is a professional about this stuff. Like he is good at doing the robot stuff and like takes that seriously because like that's his thing. I guess the other point here I've been thinking about like which Gundam pilots, Mikazuki from Iron Blooded Orphans, like that like affect of competency in the robot, and then like kind of dumb guy outside of it, but also like currently is not invested in being on the planet because he wants to get back to space where he's from. Does like that the plan doesn't have a step 2 really besides get back into space because like he's kind of a dumb guy.
And
But
is
it's
he
the only
still
place-
a kid, or was he just he's like 18, right?
Young adult, yeah, like
Okay.
I don't think like a direct like an exact age really matters, but like
Yeah.
like he's been doing this for a minute, and like
Message.
yeah,
Okay. Well, there's no way
He's like-
Merrick's not calling you a kid. That's just
yeah,
that's
absolutely the youngest one I think here.
that's absolutely
Like
Like, pretty
is-
sure. Yeah.
what's the deal with Ashby?
What's the deal with
Ashby.
Oh,
This,
Yeah, like I had read through your like little Mickey 17 ass dying thing,
Oh yeah.
but like
I saw that movie last week. And it was like, damn, did I incept this into the past as I being psychic or something? Mickey 17
sorry.
was, yeah.
Is that the one with Pat?
Robert Pattinson and all the clones of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Oh my god, I almost said Pat Robertson.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's a different person. I just
Yeah.
read Harry
Now,
Potter.
I'd watch that movie, Mickey 17, except it's just a bunch of Pat Robertson walking all over
Just
the place.
getting
That would
murdered
be
all the time.
hilarious. That would be a great comedy movie.
But like, right,
Uh,
Ashby is like more of an established adult, or like,
Now, Ashby started out basically living rough, got involved in crime in their teens, and was kind of low level, mugger, did some housebreaking, and such, but they did a robbery that went wrong. Somebody was home. They got killed. They got too much heat, and they went and enlisted with the Arisen, who were, of course, the ones around there. Basically, it's a way to try and get any heat off their back. Lie about who they are. Get involved in them. Nobody's going to. Besides, it seemed like a legit thing. Very quickly, they kind of got promoted and ended up a squad leader for a redacted type squad. So, like infiltration, assassination, wet work, anything clandestine, or we're not going to talk about that. So getting in, getting out, killing who needs killing, and all of that. All of that, and I mean, you read the whole thing with the Arisen, and they died several times, and they kept being brought back. It's like, as it says, so of course, everybody falls for you don't have to pay, but you still get charged. You just don't have to pay while you're still in their ranks. Much like student loans.
Mm-hmm.
And once they realized that, they basically decided it's time to become a deserter. Ideally, by making them think I am dead and gone and to leave me alone, but they're not quite that dumb. So, I probably have them after me on some level. And that, at least until I can, fully get away. And that's what I basically chose for my drive, is to assume an entirely new identity. So I can finally be free of them. As for how I've gotten involved in all y'all's, I am really not sure. Sam was talking about maybe a rescue mission with me in it or something.
Oh, yes.
So I'm not really sure. But, Ashby's kind of... Well, I mean, I'm not even really settled on looking at, but they definitely are kind of probably somewhere between vaguely mysterious and edgelord. At least for looks in that, generally quite keep to themselves sort, at least at this point. And
are you invested in Ashby being young? Or because
I think I put down that they appear 20-ish or something, but
all the dying stuff complicates that.
I'm not even sure what I would end up looking like, based on how the Arisen, as it said, they rebuild you. And that. But, so, I mean, their appearance, at least at this point, is late 20s, but, I mean, age is unknown and indeterminate, so. So they could absolutely be older.
But their physical age is still in their 20s.
As best as people can see, it's been a bit hard to get a good look at them. But I don't know whether or not the Origin's rebuilding process has an effect on your appearance and body or anything.
The way it leans is you end up looking the way you look when you signed up forever and ever.
So maybe the occasional glitch will give you a different type of thumb or a different colored eye or something.
Yeah, they own my soul, but I would like to get out of this contract, please. I am pressing 3 for cancellation. Why do you keep repeating the menu?
Mhm.
I mean, you're basically Solid Snake if Solid Snake really needed the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Soulless. But yeah, Ashby's not necessarily the nicest person. I mean, he used to be basically a remorseless assassin and all of that. You know,
Yeah,
they didn't start out that way in their teens, but the Arisen basically figured that part out. And
You
they're
could
like,
have Ashby do what a lot of criminals did in the early 1900s in America, and when they wanted to get away from their debtors, they just joined the military.
That's-
and then their debtors couldn't kill them because they were in the military now.
it's actually that's pretty encapsulating of America as a country, isn't it?
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I kind of.
And then they were like, "Go kill Indians."
I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of did that to avoid, the police. I joined, the Origin's military. Now I'm out of that, and
So you joined
maybe
a different military.
maybe I joined a
You
different
need to
military.
read the fine print more.
Well,
Nah.
no,
He has
the
two different people's eyes. He can't read.
I mean, the print is fine. I don't have to pay for rebuilding while I'm part of them. Charge for it. I just don't have to pay.
Yeah.
You
Don't
know,
sign
it's
any more
very
contracts.
much a buy now, pay later sort of thing. But so I mean, I could have very well, ended up, joining the champions or whatever to, kind of get out or at least put myself in a more protected surroundings or something, or maybe something else. Like, I don't know what this supposed rescue mission entails. Maybe it's that I kind of defector and I'm not part of the yet, but you need to extract me. I don't know what they have in mind.
Well, I think. 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 I think somewhere along the way you might have. The thing I had in mind is that for this next mission the squad will be rescuing a deep cover operative if whose cover is starting to break apart. Whose cover is starting to break apart from enemy counterintelligence and operations.
And is that Ashby?
Yep, that's Ashby.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I'm the deep cover agent. Ooh.
Yep.
I like that.
Now,
So would we want to just like play the mission and like put a hold on actually writing any beliefs and then like figure it out afterwards because
yeah,
we're meeting the people in play?
yeah. I think
That's what I was going to do is do beliefs basically after the first session or that when, because that's what beliefs. What's your first impression of somebody?
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Ishtar just dropped.
Ishtar just dropped. What?
Yeah, out of the voice chat.
Oh no.
I'm gonna message.
He just fell asleep sitting at his computer and happened to log off.
I've been in a game where one of the players would regularly do that. It was like, not their turn, they weren't talking like me, and they would just fall asleep.
Oh man.
But still be connected, and like they're sleeping on video. and several people are yelling like over like shit. It's just not, they're not waking up, and so it's like, well, we're 45 minutes in and we're just gonna scrap this session now because
My God.
the thing is that with this person it happened more than once. It happened more times than you can count on one hand.
My God, he heckin' sleepy. He heckin' eepy.
Yeah, and I mean, I stopped playing, playing in that group, a while back. It was sort of a like pick up one shot group, and they ended up signing for a lot of things that they always end up canceling on, like last minute. Like we would often get a message from them canceling somewhere between 5 minutes before game time to 15 minutes after it starts. Like fall asleep because they're always busy doing other things and being up too late and just.
It was a whole thing.
I like the idea of a regular scheduled thing.
Same here. Same here. I like routine a lot. You can kind of just always assume there's a game time unless I explicitly announce there isn't one.
Yeah, which is nice.
So yeah, okay.
Yes.
So we've had
Go ahead.
We've had a round of introductions. Soon as our captain's is back from the void, I think we can. I think we can dive into the story or and get our mission briefing and planning phase.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I haven't necessarily decided what kind of vehicle or mech to go with, or should I just not have one for this mission? I don't know. Am I deep undercover as a mech pilot, or
I was.
you know?
Well, I was imagining your vehicle. Well, I was imagining in your cover location to be like this, forest or to be like this forest or is around. I don't know. To be like this forests, or away from populated areas. And you just kind of found a shed there you can or to park the vehicle in.
Fair enough. And it's just like, is there a thing, or did I just leave it, back with, Champion Command or whatever when I went undercover?
Yeah.
And my undercover operations are entirely pilot scale or whatever. But yeah, because I haven't quite figured out what to go with. For that, but I have some ideas.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I don't need it, and I can just like ride along with Caruso or somebody. I mean, the login could fit like 15 people in there.
Yeah. I was definitely planning on your end of the mission to be pilot scale, depending on how the engagement roll goes.
Yeah.
You see.
Amusingly enough, I actually just watched Gurren Lagann. Just started watching in like the last week and just finished last night. So.
Oh, hell yeah! First time.
Yep.
Hell yeah!
I keep hearing about this show. I should watch it.
It's good.
It is surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. In a way, it's very much a parody of a lot of like the super mecha anime and that, but it still manages to be pretty good. And there's like every time you think they've won, the stakes go up like several orders of magnitude.
Yeah, They're throwing galaxies around by the end.
What?
Oh shit, are we talking about Gurren Lagann?
We're talking about Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would say it's a
shit.
parody because like Super Robot just is.
I like how
silly.
you knew what he was talking about just by the throwing galaxies around.
That's the thing about it.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, it is a spoiler, but that is a literal description by the end.
Yeah.
You know,
Also important to note, I have never seen Gurren Lagann, but when you said robot throwing galaxies,
Everyone should watch Gurren Lagann.
is this a?
Uh,
Is this?
Everyone that likes
Is this?
I have a fucking thing that everyone that likes robot anime needs to watch more Super Robots. Super Robot anime is good.
Was it? Is it? By the way, is this a show from Studio Trigger?
Gynax, all the Trigger people before they left to form Trigger.
Oh yeah. Yep. So basically, Trigger by extension.
Yes, yeah.
but yeah, I don't know about elsewhere, but I'm in Canada and it's on Netflix.
Huh.
oh shit, in Canada it's on Netflix, huh?
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's on US Netflix. I think it might be
Yeah.
on Crunchyroll.
I know when I like Google it, I think it looks at Crunchyroll as well, but
Oh,
why,
it's on
you're-
US Netflix.
Oh, okay. But what? You're also in Canada?
Well, anyway, we digress. Shall we see to the mission?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, if I recall correctly, if I recall correctly, last time, I'm Caruso and I'm Caruso. Caruso had a bit. Caruso had a bit too much of a drink, which caused the squad superior to notice him being unprofessionally inebriated, which sparked him to temporarily reassign the ship's cohorts to patrol duty in the city.
That was you said Caruso got drunk. That was Marcus. Caruso was there like drawing pictures in the sand while Marcus was getting yelled at.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, I will. So yeah, I swear, I'm recording all this, and if this ever gets popular, it'll probably be a running gag that takes me the entire campaign to tell you to use the correct name for each of you.
No worries.
But yes,
Yeah, it happens to me too. But with actual people.
But yes, another day, another set of orders coming down the grapevine. This time you're being deployed the distance a ways out of the city. To this suburban sprawl called Pearl Mask Heights. It is
Pearl Moss Heights?
Pearl Mask.
Oh, Pearl Mask Heights.
Yes. Well, it's mostly suburban.
With a Q.
Yeah, Mask with a Q. It's kind of like this fancy anti community entity. Was probably gated before the war. It's still kind of paradisical, but it's recently become occupied by the primordial family. Emily, he was taken to assimilating the ecosystem, the local people, everything there. People mostly just kind of keep their heads down and know to stay inside out when the curfew's there, and they are slowly being integrated, or perhaps absorbed, or some would allege. Anyway, perhaps that assignment was of some interest as to Ashby, because whatever they do to add people to their rank, Ink seems able to completely change a person.
So, suburbia with a lot of horror elements at the moment.
Yeah, there's just these incarnate soldiers walking the streets. But the public facing part of their forces is this group called the Assimilation Committee. They look like perfect, beautiful people, always smiling, always happy, always willing to have a talk, hand out some flyers about the benefits of coming to the new hot springs resort for a cleansing treatments. Well, if anyone knows Mystery Flesh Bits,
Oh yeah.
Mystery Flesh Bits?
Mystery Flesh Bits.
Never heard of that.
Well,
doesn't sound super appealing.
Yeah, well, that was one. Yeah, well, that's one of the touchstones here. Anyway,
It sounds like a fast food chain in No Sleep.
That's what Arby's is called in California.
It's like a design fiction thing about what if there was a national park for a pit of flesh in the ground.
Oh, I remember seeing that somewhere.
Yeah. I dropped the link to the thing.
The Mystery Flesh Pit or something, yeah.
So what is the actual place where the our agent is?
Well, that's
at this place and like where we're going.
Despite the suburban urban sprawl, there's also still a lot of undeveloped hinterlands, and a lot of it forested. Our agent managed to. Our agents, Ashby here, managed to find some. Had managed to find this off the grid shack somewhere in their drop right out from. He's been doing reconnaissance work. Yeah, I mean it's been reconnaissance work or always staying downwind from the patrols. They like using warhounds or something that's best approximated to warhounds at least.
Okay, so we're in kind of a race in the woods to find our infiltrator before these other guys do.
Yep.
All right.
If you allow look at the handouts, I wrote a quick mission briefing up for this.
Okay, the handouts are they in the Roll20?
Yep.
Or
I also clicked it to show it to everyone.
Yeah, I've been looking at it.
Yeah, I'm just opening Roll20 right now.
I don't know whether or not those were particular to me only or everybody, but I did add the beam saber macros.
Beam saber macros?
Yeah, there are Roll20 macros that they developed for Beam Saber. I don't know if they show for everybody or just for me. So I don't.
There's
a while since I've used Roll20, but they would show up on the bottom left under like everybody's little name and avatar.
Huh. I'm not seeing those.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Not
Nope.
seeing it. Oh, okay, so you might have to
There's
There's clocks, but that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
there's the rollable tables for clocks.
Yeah,
but
Was that a 10 that you had already done when making the...
it's the macros were developed by
the roll.
the clocks are already there. I added macros, but
I guess they're
so.
I guess they're not for everyone then.
But I mean, okay. Well, I mean, it's not hard to. It's not hard for people to add them themselves if they want to.
Yeah.
Because it is very generic because it doesn't use your sheet or anything, so it's very sort of action driven. But it's like, you get a menu, choose,
I will look into it.
whatever you're at, and and then
Oh, that is neat.
there's mine. So at the very least, so, but within the resources is just a text file. I mean, I can just pop it into the Discord if you want, if anybody wants.
Oh, I will look into it. Oh, I will look into it.
Because I added them, but I guess it's not showing for anybody else. Oh, or it might be one thing. It might be a thing for everybody. So on Roll20, there's all the little buttons or whatever, and the second to last one is like the 3 things. You click that one, and it might show like actual roll, fortune roll, whatever, and then there's a little ticky for show macro quick bar. That should be on.
Oh yeah, I clicked on that, but I'm also on my phone, so I'm not sure how well that'll show up either way.
Oh yeah, I would not even ever try Roll20 on a phone.
Yeah, it works. It definitely works, but my computer is broken.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just will not turn on anymore. That's fun.
Yeah, but
we'll eventually get a handle on these things.
anyway, that's actually
Yep. So this is your general briefing.
I did find stocks.
Did you find it? Okay. Alright. Escape from Paradise.
So we also had, before we get into mission planning and engagement role, we also had a couple of floating supply points,
yeah,
like 2
resources,
personnel
right?
points. Yep, that we needed to use. I would suggest like offering to attain. How about like letting them spend or anything before we get into the stuff?
Oh yeah, of course.
If there would
Yeah.
be anything.
Oh, I mean, you can store some points. I
We
mean,
are full
supply
up is the
just mean-
thing. These
oh,
were
already. Oh,
yes, yeah. These
Oh,
were 2
boy.
extra points we had to use up before the end of downtime.
oh. I mean, when in doubt, spend them for like extra schmooze actions or something, or make up a long-term project.
Yeah, and we had already been doing stuff. I'm just like offering it to
Yeah.
the 2 of y'all if
I don't know what that
anything
means yet,
interesting.
so I don't have any ideas.
Well, if no one wants to use them and they need to get used, I can think of at least one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Schmoozing?
What?
Schmoozing, boozing, oozing, cruising for a bruising?
Cruising. I was thinking if no one's going to use them, I'd like to use at least one to finish up my long-term project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one fun things. You always find something to burn spare points on, even if it's just LCPs. Or
Yeah.
to take extra training actions or something, I guess.
Yeah. Use it for any stuff. Oh, I forgot. We should. I mean, this can wait until next time, but we have to think about beliefs as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We
We
run
were-
into people, so we'll figure that out after the mission. Or
Yeah,
at least
Yeah.
partway through.
we might have agreed on that while you were
Oh yeah.
off out of VC.
Yeah, probably. Sorry, my internet crept out for a few minutes there.
Yeah,
No problems.
The idea we had is we use the mission and we use that to inform our first impressions.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I'll use one of the supply points to finish up that long-term project.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The thing with train you can only train XP track once, each XP track once per downtime.
Yeah.
But then all the each action is a different XP track. Like you could train expertise and acuity. I'm making sure that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it says you can only do each track once per downtime. So you could do any of the different attributes, and you can use train for playbook XP as well.
Yep. Yeah. I definitely did one of something last time.
Yeah, and the other odd one is enhance for its vehicle does not have a once per downtime limit.
Oh, is that so?
So you can, if you want to spend enough supply on it, you can basically go from 0 to full enhance in one downtime. If you want to blow a lot of supply on it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Anyways, if no one else wants it, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Other point.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
sure.
we already have the testing facility, so
Yes,
each
yeah.
enhance gets you 2 instead of 1. Yeah.
It's quite good.
Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah. So really, you just need to ramp
Get the
up
training facility.
Well, I got a 6 on my long-term project.
Well, the clock was almost full anyway.
Yeah. So I think that completes that one.
Yep.
Yeah, but no. The other thing you can invest in is some of the squad upgrades that give extra kind of supply points, like what is it, like a cover business or whatever.
Yeah, we have the airfield.
Yeah, airfield is on the line. It gives supply, which can be either, but it only gives one per level. Site. Site business is roll dice equal to tier, so it could be up to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we go up in tier.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's still going to be, even at tier 0, it's still on average better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we might think about getting that for our next upgrade then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the supply points was used on the long-term project. Did you use the other one?
Yep. I put a point into whatchamacallit? Resolve.
Oh, sweet.
Okay then.
So we're all good on supply points.
We're all gone supply points. Let's talk about the mission.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh, Marcus, I believe your long-term project was to create a new cohort or the fighter pilots for yourself.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep.
So
Drone swarm.
Yeah, well, they're not drones; they're people. Although we call them drones in private.
Well,
I mean,
drones are just people. Drones are just people in this world, or can be people.
Can be people.
yeah, well, because what is it? Like one of the things you can do with the long-term project is take something from a different playbook that's. So I believe one of the regular playbooks does have drones or something.
Oh yeah, the scout, right?
Probably. Trying to remember it all. It's been a while.
Drone carrier. Not a bad second long-term project to get started on, but I don't want to change the parameters.
Yeah, no.
For now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The predetermined parameter was a new squadron.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there we go. Starting to feel like a carrier.
Yeah.
And so you have a fighter wing.
Yeah, and mechs.
Mechs.
And I've got the whatchamacallit, the catapult. So always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw the catapult. Part. I mean, I did put my character. I did, add a sheet to the, the Google sheet for mine, and I added one for the lovers as well from the Google sheet on that too. So
sweet. Well, I guess we should get started on mission planning, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I need to pull up the briefing again.
The briefing makes it sound like it's kind of implied that we should go in quiet and try and not make a lot of noise.
Well,
yeah,
you can definitely not assault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Local security forces are more dangerous than your squad. You're not expected to engage. Objective: extract. Damage them. We don't expect this to be viable. Engagement. Don't let me be captured alive. Don't leave behind actual intelligence or usable material. Don't make physical contact with primordial agents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's a very, very important one, that one.
Yeah, yeah. I like using the rule of three for E for mundane, supernatural, in cosmic horror.
Oh, yeah. So, what are our options for this? I mean, we can gather information, right?
Yep. Indeed.
Let's see. Trying to think. I mean, it would be we would need information on the layout of the place and any information on actually tracking the infiltrator, seeing where they are.
Yep.
Yeah, like possibly a map or something of the area, and hopefully an idea of where I'm hiding out.
Yep.
Yeah,
One would hope.
one would hope. I mean, I think Marcus would probably be able to ask for the map.
Yep.
I mean, do I roll for that? Sorry.
Roll to gather information for that.
Roll to gather information. Coming
See
right.
how good of a map you can get.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a 6 for a project clock that was almost done, so I'm fully expecting to botch this one. And I was right. And I was right.
Well, gather information. Gather information doesn't fail. Only action rolls can fail. It just means you get minimal information.
Yeah.
So probably you've got like the Google Maps version of the forest, which is really not helpful.
Yeah. You.
Highly
No,
pixelated.
yeah.
Just like the most pixelated piece of crap picture ever.
Yeah. So
I know, I've just got like pages of MapQuest taped to the window.
Yeah, and it's like there's a big circle drawn on one of them that's like a 5-mile radius, and it's like probably
Agent
somewhere in
Q?
there.
Yeah. Yep.
There's like 3 circles there. They're like, it's one of these places.
One of these places.
Yeah.
Well, that was my gather information. Everyone want to try their luck?
Yeah. For now, the information you gather is the stuff of high level satellite photos, mostly outdated, aided that kind of military structure, that kind of infrastructure got popped pretty much immediately in the invasion. There's also some topographical mass from land management, but any attempt at drone reconnaissance have been frustrated. Aided by concerted counterintelligence operation from drone hunter killer units.
Yeah. So, sorry guys, you're gonna have to navigate your own damn selves. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. Could
But it's
gathering
definitely
from
this forest, not that one.
Well, then.
Hey, go ahead. I was going to say, at least you know it's definitely somewhere in this forest and not that one.
Fair enough.
So, what do you want to do for gather information?
I was thinking about like, could a gather information role like apply to, like getting in, like, say radio contact, with Ashby or like, vice versa. Like trying to get a call in. And
Yep. Could be. Yep. You could get a call in. You could. Yep. You could make some contacts. You might act. Though this might have some stakes because he is in deep cover and he is being pulled out because enemy forces are starting to track him down. So Trying to call him trying to call him, it might expose him further. Still, you will need some way to contact him, so he at least won't try shooting at you for approaching.
Yeah, Bib, how do you feel about that? Like, about using a roll to establish contact somehow?
Oh, I'm absolutely down for that.
Would you want to like make it on your end, like you're calling us to like let us know where you are or something?
Yeah. As we would know that there's plans in motion to extract him.
That's actually a very good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. He would know that there's plans in motion to extract him.
I'm the one who.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the one trying to make contact with people to. Yeah, I was supposed to be out of here an hour ago. Where's my ride?
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, where's my car? Okay, I'm now trying to figure out.
Anything that can juice this?
I would actually for that. Oh, I mean, I guess it'd probably be like, an interface or scan or something. So only one died, but oh well. Better than zero.
Yeah. I think interface would work best here to just interface is to these macros, huh?
Oh, these.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right, so standard information.
And information. It's like just, anybody who's out there listening, this is the antique swordfish. And no, it doesn't seem to be too much happening out here, so I should be heading home pretty quickly. And that's so I guess, people are going to hear from me again. But, anybody out there might be listening, I gotta say, I mean, the fishing out by, Lake, like out by Lake Glade, there ain't no fishing to be found here. There's barely a guppy to be found. There are better places out here. Anyhow, antique swordfish out.
Nice.
I like that.
Works for me.
The idea being that in theory I had narrowed down where you should find me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next question is, we've narrowed down where to find you. How are we going to find you, and how are we going to get you back? That's I think, the next piece of the puzzle. I mean, we need to get
on the boat
him back to the ship, but I imagine flying a big old carrier over the forest might attract attention. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to acquire an asset.
Yeah, we would need to acquire maybe a shuttle or a ground transport vehicle, maybe like a Mako type from Mass Effect.
Yeah, so
Maybe an underground transport.
Well, I mean, it is a forest, so really what you need is galactic imperial speeder bikes, and then
Speeder
to like
bikes?
not hit trees.
Or walkers. We could have a walker. Although,
Well,
footstep
again,
sounds.
I mean, the vehicle you end up going with, I guess, it depends on the forest too. If it's a dense forest, you're probably not going to be able to use the Mako.
Is there a reason we can't just take him out on foot and then go back to the ship how we always would go back to the ship?
I mean, I just think the logistics of that would be like, you're going into a forest to look for someone on foot, and then extracting them also on foot. It sounds like you're just kind of opening yourself up to be shot at the entire time you're coming back to the ship.
Well, the point is to go in and not have them know we're there in the first place, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And to get out and also still not be noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they notice us, a speeder bike isn't going to help us get away any faster. They're still going to be shooting at us.
Oh well, it's going to be faster than
Okay, faster,
Yeah.
yes. They will still be able to follow us, though. Like, speed isn't exactly helpful if they already know where we are.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could make it a ground mission. I mean, it has to be a ground mission, I would think. But equipment that we could feasibly use, I still think the speeder bikes are a good idea. Get in and out quickly, but maybe even like if there's a type of like radar for like heartbeat type things, like a heartbeat sensor. Things to be able to detect people in your surroundings, I guess is what I'm getting at. Might also be useful.
And are we like set on trying to do this stealth? Because we could go deception. We could try and like throw them off the trail and swoop in and grab him whenever they're not looking.
Have Voss's battleship cause a distraction somewhere else.
Yeah, like have the battleship swoop in over the forest as if we are picking a guy up, but he's not there.
Or just have the battleship go to the next town over and randomly shoot a building and then run away.
I think
The
that's
old
called a war crime.
Yeah, I think war crime. I also think
Okay,
that
go to the next army base over and shoot it. That's not a war crime.
Yeah.
that is engagement though, and we're told not to do that.
We're trying not to engage. I mean, I could. It's also that's an okay idea. Take the ship over to an other part of the forest and stage like a search operation that isn't searching for anything.
Yeah, a fake search operation. And then, I mean, we have our two mech guys can be part of that operation, being me and Caruso, and then Ashby is like, I mean, I guess one of us would need to be on the ground, I guess, since Ashby is by himself. Unless, I guess we have communication. We don't have communication with him. He has communication with us.
Kind of broadcasting, direct communication, you probably need to be in like walkie-talkie range.
Yeah.
This is probably stuff that like would be with roles, right? Because like most of us have like various versions of like the throat mic transceiver stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's on. Yeah, I think that's generic equipment for everybody, at least. Yeah, and it's zero load, but but it's very short range. Yeah, it just says transmit voice over short distances. So,
or spend a thing for the long range transmitter.
Yeah.
But this is a figure out in mission thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I was just trying to more conceptualize how we're gonna go about how we're going to even get into the mission. Like, are we going to go in stealthy or try and go in?
Yeah, it's the one thing I always had trouble with people is like the engagement role is not the plan; it is step one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's what we're gonna do. Clearly pick an approach, and then we will discuss as the detail that approach asks for.
Okay.
Do we still think we need any more info from some gather information stuff?
It couldn't hurt.
Yeah. And I guess And I guess the question is, if I have my vehicle with me, we need to get that out as well. But if I don't, then I mean, literally, you could get me out by just having me hang off the back of a sharkfish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Potential. We could always, at least as far as the story is concerned, you could always just sort of massage your vehicle into the story later. You don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, like it's in Schrodinger's storage hangar. Maybe it's on site. Maybe it's not. Because
I also think there's something hilarious about you being deep undercover, but you have this giant mech hidden in a shed. A deep cover. Don't look in the shed, though.
The plan B.
It works for the Iron Giant.
Yeah, because technically, your custom vehicle is pilot gear, and therefore you can declare it whenever you want.
True.
Ooh.
True.
I had never considered that.
Neither did I. It is a good consideration, though.
Yeah. Well, why don't we put it to a vote? See if are we pretty agreed upon either stealth or deception? Or
I don't really have an opinion on which one's better. I'm down for either.
I think maybe deception, like, we might be able to
I think deception has a better chance of us not having to actually engage with the enemy. If we get caught in the middle of a stealth operation, we're all kind of in the same place and surrounded and kind of fucked.
Yep. Okay. I'm down with deception then.
Yeah.
Looks like you did.
Okay then.
To keep seeing little hashtags in the chat, you might not.
Yeah, I'm messing with the macros.
Okay. Do you have the actual macro files, or are you making your own?
I have the files. I'm pasting something wrong, and I'm not sure what.
So,
copy everything between the bars.
Between the bars. So you're copying everything. Get rid of the bars. Get rid of the bars. You're copying everything from ampersand template default all the way to the last three curly brackets.
All right.
And that goes in the big box, like the big box, and you go like action roll in like little title thing.
Still didn't work.
Hold
on. Did it not save this? Don't worry about it. I'm. Jesus. Don't worry about it.
I mean, like there's action roll in Discord. So the last message I sent in Discord, you just copy just that.
That's not confusing.
Yeah, well, and then like on the little edit macro thing, you just say action roll in the name part, and hashtags or spaces, and then actions, just click in there and Control V to paste it, and then just save changes.
I am doing that. It is. I just did that. It's still not working. Like, it works when I test macro. Like, it works through test macro. It doesn't work as the button for me for some reason.
I did it.
Well,
I might actually end up using that.
Hey, yeah, and then and I mean the macro file. I mean, yeah, that one in Peso was for action roll, but you know they included ones for resistance and that. But none of them are super important. But you know, they can be handy.
So were you doing deception? Are we going to like have Captain be in the ship and bring the ship down into the forest, like by the forest, or are we doing a different kind of deception?
Yeah,
like mech attack.
Yeah, what's the
and Captain be on the ground?
Yeah, what's the method to your madness here?
Maybe just land the ship, like big conspicuous ship landing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Take the ship over to a corner of the forest and start a mock recovery operation.
And yeah, and then you guys be the distraction while Merrick goes in on the ground and tries to get to our guy, or just play it by ear.
Essentially. I mean, play it by ear. I think while I'm doing that mock recovery operation, I'll probably try also to scan the area, see if I can get you intel and stuff, enemy movements, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that
This
we
is
have
a
our
mission
deception
thing.
and method of deception. Landing a space cruiser in the middle of the fucking forest.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
definitely
so
going to
gonna
draw
get their
attention and heat.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus just gets out of the ship like, what? I'm not allowed to park here?
It's a no parking zone.
Oh, sorry, I missed the sign. My bad, guys. My bad.
Sorry.
Alright, I think we got it.
We got it. Who wants to do the roll?
Do we have to pick loadout first?
You first you choose what your load
weight
size is going to be. You know, light, medium,
heavy.
But you don't choose what gear you have, just the amount.
Yeah.
And then, I used.
And then I don't have to choose
the whole procedure
vehicle load until I use my vehicle, or do I choose it now?
Vehicle load you choose in advance, and it's locked in because that also determines the size of the actual vehicle.
Okay. Well,
right.
Medium growth then.
Yeah. So and then, but yeah, you don't declare any pilot gear, just the amount you have. You declare as you need it.
Blades games before. I just didn't know how the vehicle went into it in this one.
Oh, so the vehicle's weight class is permanent unless like you do an LTR to change it. And once you declare gear on the vehicle, it is permanent until you take a free downtime action and spend supply to uninstall it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
I'm okay with it being a medium-sized mech.
There's also a squad upgrade you can get to have more vehicles available. Called motor pool.
Although motor pool, it allows like temporary light vehicles, if you really want. But temporary vehicles are generally not great.
Wait, no.
But the motor pool. You pay half the material cost to acquire new vehicles if you need to buy a new mech. At second level, you and your cohorts get level 3 or load 3 temp vehicles for free, which are pretty much like pickup trucks or U-Hauls. Or little Cessna or whatever. But yeah, there are rules for temporary vehicles. Like if you need a loaner or you hijacked one, and generally they're not as great as the armed vehicle, of course, but
Of course.
but still. I know there is also a squad upgrade that gives that you can basically do like the uninstall thing for free, like once or twice per downtime or something. Don't remember which one it is. Oh, it's probably. Oh yes, the refit station. So, but yeah, unlike pilot gear, mech gear stays permanent until you actually spend supply to uninstall it.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep. But it doesn't have to be declared till you use it. They call it debuting. Because
Awesome.
that's the way it is in all of the anime. It's like, oh yeah, you didn't know about my secret other thing.
Okay.
I've never used in the 18 episodes before this.
I love games that operate by narrative rules.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
So then, engagement.
Alrighty.
Engagement.
Who's
Real quick, which side of the mission wants Caruso? Because like
I think we're all-
Sharkface Small can hide in forest.
Yeah,
versus
I think Sharkface being on the extraction side of things is probably better. I think Merrick would work kind of like wherever he needs to go, wherever he's most needed, and Captain is kind of like playing the deception angle as the pilot of the ship.
Yeah, it's probably better for Caruso to be able to get our infiltrator to the ship quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Merrick doesn't quite know it yet, but he's able to call his vehicle to him without penalty, and it's able to kind of operate without him. So Merrick being on the ground to start works too.
Awesome. Well, who wants to do the engagement roll?
How many dice do we get?
Well, that's it. Well, we go.
But it's a process.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah.
We go down a list of questions for that. So we start with 1 dice. Is the mission bold?
I don't think-
Kinda.
I mean,
I
Bold is good.
literally trying to get the strike carrier notice
Yeah.
and draw the heat. It's kind of bold, especially for what's supposed to be a stealth mission.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
that's
Allegedly.
yeah. I think the method of the mission definitely makes it bold.
Oh yes, definitely. But is the mission complex?
Not
Not
particularly.
really. Just recover an asset who happens to be a person.
We're covering it.
Yeah, the deception angle is mostly just about buying time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the tactic exploit vulnerabilities? None that you'd know. None that you know.
Well, I mean, like we're drawing their attention. Like,
True.
Yeah, they are like quick to respond supposedly. Like they're very
Yeah.
and we're like exploiting that.
Yeah, and they are actively looking for him. So misdirecting their attention does exploit that. Is a tactic ineffective against the targets?
well.
Are they
I think
not going to call for deception, or are they only going to send like a small squad after the carrier and keep everybody else on task?
Well,
That feels like a result thing, right? Like, but like that's not.
yeah, that feels more
Particular
like
to the situation.
how this engagement roll goes kind of decision.
Well, I mean, the result is also a function of how many dice you get, which this is part of.
Well, I think since we just said it exploits the target's vulnerabilities, I don't think it can then also be ineffective against the target.
yeah.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. Does the squad have external supports? No.
No.
Yeah, you're just
Not unless you count Ashby.
well.
Yeah.
You're the objective. You're the objective.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Shush.
The idea is, do you have
He
allies who are...
is the mission. He is not external support for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the external support basically means is there a squad helping you? Not just
No.
like your faction. If they're a third party.
Is anyone interfering with
So,
Is anyone interfering with the mission? You're not quite at that point yet.
yeah, again, is there a third party, doing this? Like, are two people chasing for the MacGuffin?
Yeah, but right now, right. There are other squads who hate your guts, but not enough to follow you into enemy territory to mess with you.
I counted
Yeah.
3. A 3 dice engagement roll.
Confirmed. I also counted that.
And then any other factors? So,
I don't think so, right?
No, I think
None that I can think of.
yeah.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's about as straightforward as it gets.
3 whole dice. See how they roll.
Who wants to make the roll?
Let's leave it up to the mission target. Ashby, go and roll engagement.
Sure. Let's see
Leave your own fate in your hands.
Yes. Big money, big money.
All right, RNGesus, don't tell me.
4.
Well-
I got a 4.
It could have been worse.
Got saved by the 4.
Yeah, it was like miss partial success. Okay.
Yeah, we're rolling pretty low today.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah. So, it's starting a risky position, average position.
Risky average.
Right.
Yep.
Let's go.
So we'll call this risk. So the place you okay, so you see you set the carrier down somewhat on the outskirts. You set the carrier down out in the hinterlands, and it's this stretch of grassy field that's grown a bit, that's grown somewhat withered and fallow. There's this distinct hint of iron. There's this distinct hint of iron in the of a smell like iron in the air. In the air. So some parts of the forest also seem to have taken on more of a red shades. And now you just distantly, even over the Iron the ship's engines powering down to standby. You hear this ominous shriek. The shriek, a shriek that is also picked up on the also picked up on Caruso's side. Many miles away. It is a sound that tickles the. It is a sound that scratches the part in the back of your in the back of your brain that remembers that feels like running and hiding because an apex predator has noticed you.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's Merrick and Caruso like
In the
on
forest.
the extraction team in the forest, and the cat and Marcus with the ship on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we would have dropped you off before making that entrance, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Marcus, after touching down on the spirit of animosity, he's going to yell over the loudspeakers of the carrier while, it opens its bays and some of its personnel go out with flashlights and whatnot. He's going to yell, "Okay, remember the mission, everybody. We are going to spread out up to 2-mile radius and go through the forest bit by bit. We'll find our agent no matter what." That's over the loudspeakers, but through communications to Caruso and everything, he goes like, "Okay, the operation's underway. Good luck. Keep your heads down, and don't wake anything up that needs to stay asleep."
And Merrick just replies, "Affirmative."
Yeah. All right.
And Merrick just looks to Caruso and goes, "Your lead, kid."
Okay. Do you know how to find someone in a forest?
I've done it once or twice. I guess I can take lead if you don't know where to start.
They don't got forests in space, man.
I guess I'm lead then. And Merrick just takes a step forward and starts walking slowly forward, just scanning his surroundings, looking for signs that he would know what people do to hide their tracks. And he would be looking for those signs. He would be looking for signs of somebody, being in the area but not wanting to look like they've been in the area. So he's kind of just looking for signs of the Rangers as a whole, rather than this one specific. Make sure we're in the right place.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that could work with. I think that most fits survey.
That's what I was going for. So
yeah, that works.
Perfect.
Excellent.
So risky standard survey.
Yeah.
Get the one die. 5.
Oh.
Oh my. Okay, so fortune 5 risky standard. There takes you some effort. It takes you some effort to get a read on them. They're goods. It's probably have to be either been hiding for this long, but it's still there. Mutt that's been in flat at just a bit too much to be the result of an animal's tracks.
Yeah, but Merrick grabs a bit of moss on a tree that's out of place, and he rubs it between his fingers, and he looks back to Cruz and goes, "We're on the right track."
There's also
all right.
There's also a very recent trail though. There is a
And Merrick notices that and puts the fist up in the air as a halt and stop. Someone else was just here.
Looks like footsteps. Looks like footsteps. A small group. Some military boots. something quadrupedal, and one set of and one very light set of feet, almost impossible to see. There's someone else sweeping this area too.
Yeah, Merrick kneels down by the tracks and then looks up at Crusoe and, like, in a lighter voice goes, "We're not alone."
So
Okay. Is that the?
that's the concept. Yep, that's the consequence. So you get to progress towards making contact, and and then I add a new clock. And then I add a new clock. Hunters closing in and add one ping and add one pip to the clock.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Merrick, like, goes, "You got any gizmos or gadgets in that thing that could help us out?"
Actually, yeah.
He's not surprised.
Yeah, the chariot actually does have UV IR scanners that allow you to see in darkness or spot heat or radiation sources.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just want to make sure about some stuff. Yeah, so, and to be clear, those we only are the tracks we've gotten are only that the
No, I was
The,
successful in finding a track to Ashby, but I also found tracks of hunters nearby.
okay.
Correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
But, like, the direction that Ashby is in is the same direction that the hunters were, like, moving towards.
Yep.
Yeah, I have just been looking at my stuff to see how I can work this. How about Caruso scooping up Merrick in the shark face and, like, moving a little bit faster in the mech while using scanners to, like, try and keep around or, like, avoid the squad that we know is here now.
Yeah.
So like a maneuver roll.
Yeah. So sweeping the area while trying to stay out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
That could be. That could be greatly effective, but staying out of sight. They might be more attuned. They seem to be more attuned to this place, so that could so that could backfire quickly. I would call that desperate great effect.
Is it desperate?
Risk, big reward.
If you want to do that, Merrick will assist you. I'll spend a stress to, like, use his senses, like, from outside the machine, to, like, help guide you. Like, basically, you keep your eye on the heat signatures, and Merrick will tell you when you're about to run into a tree.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll mark one stress.
Okay, and I'll make that roll. Maneuver. Desperate. And hold on. Effect. Great. Two dice, and yeah, I'll take another dice from you on that assist.
Yeah, because you can't really
Yeah.
go higher on effect
Yeah.
than great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then that's gonna be 3
Yeah.
dice.
Even then, an extra dice, usually the best.
Yeah.
So I guess you could trade. You could start with Desperate Great, trade position or trade effect for position, and go to Risky Standard, and then go back up to Risky Great with my assistance if you really wanted to.
I don't know that I really want to.
Yeah, Desperate's more fun, anyways.
Yeah. I got the 3 dice.
Well,
Oop.
Stick.
Hey!
Oh,
hey, see, that's why the dice are usually the best. Extra dice is the best choice.
Yeah, that third dice is what got us there.
yeah.
So, like, where you do it, like, hyper successfully, and Merrick is like, watch out, tree! And you right when we're about to, like, get around the hunters, you, like, sidestep to not make a ton of noise by just crashing headlong into a tree.
Yep, it's a. Yep, low boosters do not make too much noise. Always, the only things you disturb are some local birds. You do distantly glimpse them, but only for a moment, and it seems they haven't glimpsed you, and then you get ahead of them, and you and your scanners pick up a single signature, hidden away. Hey, but you're getting close, Ashby. Ashby, what Ashby? You know that rescue's coming. You know that rescue's coming. You know that rescue's coming soon. But but you've but you're also hearing the but you're also hearing the but you've also heard the sound that you've come to or the sound that you've come to greatly despise that you'll have come to greatly despise on this assignments. The sound of the primordial all bloodhounds and that they use to track down on anything foreign into their territory, and much closer also then feels comfortable. What are you doing now? What are you doing?
I am going to go up a tree and hide in the foliage and what the hell, splash a small pile of deer urine on me to help disguise my scent as well.
Oh dear.
Guess what I went for.
Oh.
Or whatever the local, some local wildlife is.
I'm imagining.
But mostly hiding in a tree.
Yep. Hiding, prowling. Well, they are looking.
Yeah.
Well, that could buy you some more. That could buy you just enough of time for Caruso and Merrick to close in proper.
Yep. But yeah, no, get myself up a tree and hidden in foliage and that. because no, I mean, even if the dogs can pick up my scent, nobody ever looks up.
Yeah. There's let's go with limited risky. You are just waiting, but yeah, it's you're in a bit of a bad spot starting out. Sorry about that. Anything you have that might improve that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is about the best I can find. Yeah. Let's take a look at that. What I actually have. And there's where I put it. Oh yes, I am absolutely. Oh right, I guess it's a medium low fizz, but definitely the fine optical camo.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I have a fine quality invisibility cloak.
Oh yeah. No.
So
You know what? I'm good. You know what? I'm gonna say that definitely he bumps it up to controls, the controlled position.
Controlled and limited. You know, I mean, I'm okay. That
Just a little bit
yeah.
more
What
time.
else?
Perhaps just a little bit of time. I will need for help to arrive.
Sure. You know what? I'll work because I just limited but controlled. So that's fine for now. I can't be that bad if I roll that way. Hey, there's a 6.
Hey, nice.
That might be the first time.
I'm good. I'm good. That deer urine has definitely paid off.
That might be the first time I've seen someone say it can't go that bad and have it actually not go that bad.
Yeah.
Most times people say that it goes like absolute garbage as soon as you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
basically, that's what happened to me.
So
no, not random sides. Zoop. So making content. You okay. You really get in there in there pushed against the bar optical game was scanning in the texture and color making you making you appear as little more than a shimmer on the winds. Caruso, there is Caruso, you're somewhere nearby, your thermal camera has the right settings to look things to look through the Guardian's issued with camouflage, so you know Ashby's there. And then there's some signatures or to run on by these. They're through the camera. They're just splotches of overflowing body heats. Merrick. I think it's Merrick.
Yeah.
Merrick.
Yep.
You get a distant sight of them. They're quadrupedal. They make snarling and growling noises, and they definitely have sharp teeth. Ashby, you see them passing. You see them passing close by. They are hounds in a sense. Only because their bodies are built to run faster on all fours. You've definitely seen them standing up. Those you up some of the some of the. Observe some of them. Some of them were used to just be as be citizens living on the outskirts or full mask hides before being recruited. They come back changed, and thankfully they also come back lacking much in initiative. They keep going, doubling back on the trial you made to get here.
Merrick, like, still sitting, basically. I'm picturing him sitting, like, on the shoulder of Sharkface. Mm-hmm. And he just, like, leans down to get, like, close to the hall and, like, whisper and goes, you see the target?
Yep, in a tree up there.
Maybe we can make contact.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I am up a tree, and if the hounds seem to be getting super interested in the tree, or pointing out the tree or whatever, I do have an action ready for that. But in the meantime, I'm just waiting for my ride out of here.
The hounds briefly pause there before moving on.
I see that I have a Palm computer with useful programs in my items. Could I mark that and say one of the apps is like a laser pointer, and I just basically do Morse code, like, to get, like, up into the tree that he's in, so he knows we're here as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we also, like, do have communicators, and I was gonna ask about the hounds. Like, they're just like flesh monsters. Like, there's no, like, tech on them, and, like, they don't seem intelligent, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
they're not intelligent in any way that seems obvious to you, but, like, well. They're either mutated or heavily implanted with biotech, but yeah.
So, like, how do we feel about the risk of just, like, making a radio call?
That's why I was going with the laser pointer.
All right. Okay.
Because, I mean, we can't do any, but we can't do any, like, real communicating back and forth this way, but at least this way we already know where he is, and he knows we're coming for him, but he doesn't know exactly where we are, and this gives him that information without actually saying anything. Okay,
I got you.
So yeah, I will mark off that load, and after you can now see, like, a laser coming clearly from our position. Like, basically, Morse code, or the equivalent, saying, like, just, like, mark, basically, just spelling out the word mark.
Okay.
Interesting. So I have an idea of where you are, but, still kind of keeping an eye out. Who knows what's going to happen with them.
And then after doing that, he leans down to Caruso again and says, You want to take the puppies and I'll go get our package? Or how you want to do this?
I could take some dogs. Do these count as primordial agents though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But to clarify the rule of engagements and would mean in contact on the pilot scale. So just don't splash so much it leaks into the cockpit, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Like actually,
basically,
don't
do
touch
the
them.
counts count as like engaging agents, or are they just like equipment? Yeah.
No, what you're saying is literally don't touch them.
Treat them like a severe biohazard, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, that checks out. Then yeah, you should definitely go for the puppies.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
And
with this, perhaps we can shift focus to how the deception is going for a bit.
perfect.
Yep. So, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, Marcus, your mock operation has been quick to attract attention. No, and of course, everyone you sent. I assume everyone you sent out as orders to evade and try to double back and try and double back to the carrier at the first sign of real trouble.
Yeah, essentially. Or not to engage anything.
Then you are starting to get reports of some response of some response not an active strike force yet, but drones, or well, something like drones. The video feed it shows some of the birds fluttering into. The video feed shows some birds fluttering in the trees, looking down. Some of them have the singular large eye glowing out of their chests, and they move somewhat jerkily like puppets. Your cohorts are asking for orders about on what to do with this.
And are they biomechanical? Are they mechanical to look like birds?
They're just birds that have been taken over by some kind of parasitic implants.
Ooh. And the eye looking down. Let's see. What's the pattern? Can I ask what the pattern is on their flight? Like, are they just going straight over the forest?
They seem to be following the squads they seem to be following the squadrons the vehicles you have deployed, keeping tabs on them.
Oh. Well, I think I'm not going to poke the bear on this. Marcus gets on the comms, the local comms really, and he just goes, "Now this might be a bet, but if they're tracking our vehicles, that means they'll follow our vehicles. All on-foot personnel, head back to the Animosity. I think we have a way of keeping these assholes on us." So he orders all on-foot personnel back onto the carrier, and he's going to send, I'm assuming, I have the fighter squadron on board?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I think I'm going to launch just a lone one. Just one fighter. Not really armed, just going to be flying around while the animosity scans the forest for their response.
Okay, so that's a so that sounds like you're making an information warfare move. Are you focusing on trying to scan them out?
I just want to see what they're following. Like, what are they actually interested in? And the idea being that if I know they're really focused on the vehicles, I can keep their eye on the vehicles and away from Cohen Bolt.
Well then,
And
on foot person. Well then, um, the back on. Well then, a pattern. Well then, a pattern does quickly emerge from the comms. Whenever on foot personnel meets back up, he's back up. One of the bird flies eyes off while one remains to keep sight on them. Whenever they try splitting up, another bird seemingly arrives immediately to start tailing the one who splits. They move with an uncanny coordination, as if a single mind, and that fighter you've deployed, can outspeed them, but when it seems there's always is more ahead to keep eyes on them.
of course. But do they seem, and maybe this is a question, I think it's a question, do they seem more interested in, let's just say, the fleshy people than the metal ones?
I think this is something to gather information for.
Yeah. I can do study, or I could do survey. If we're using my vehicle actions, I would do scan.
I think.
But I'm thinking this is not really a vehicle action I'm taking here, right?
This is more like this seems more like thinking through the information presented to you. So study.
Yeah. Study?
Yeah, it's more of a study.
Yeah. Let's go with study, and I'm definitely gonna mark some stress for this, burn some stress for this. Because I think I only have one die so far in study.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just marking that on the thingy.
This isn't very important, but have either of your characters taken any scars yet?
No.
No. Yeah.
We've been lucky about that.
Yeah.
Is that just conservative play or just luck?
Just
I mean,
luck. I don't know.
I technically stressed out, but it was vehicle stress, not like personal stress.
So there is one damaged quirk in the squads.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't taken anything yet. I think the way things work out on the chariot is that it's like the 6 quirks at the start is just makes it be really survivable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's making up for having no pilot stress.
Yes.
Indeed.
So technically it's scrapped at 4 breakdowns, but like one of Austin's favorite things to say, I'm not watching your table.
Yeah. It
Well-
feels very like high survivability is
Definitely.
how it's been feeling. It's like experientially in play.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, I was just curious if
Yeah.
you'd gotten that far.
Okay then. So,
Gotten close, haven't happened yet.
oh,
Ooh,
ooh.
nice.
Okay then. Okay then. You kinda. Okay then. So, you th- you think we okay. You're trying to make sense of the behavior of these parasitized birds turned survey drones. It takes you a bit. But then you remember something you picked up during your stint at the academy. Electro and electronic warfare, electro and electronic warfare concerning the deployment of distributed intelligence drones. These are just birds, but they're acting exactly like some kind of distributed intelligence. They're all linked. They're all linked somehow. All extensions of a singular whole.
It's like a hive mind,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yep.
Or a central computer, or something of the like.
Yep.
Maybe?
Now, a distributed intelligence like this, is like this would be limited by distance and bandwidths. With this level of coordination, there seems and there has to be a local signal booster of some kinds, to coordinate and this closely.
Fantastic. I think I'm going to begin scanning for just such a thing. So, I'll be... Yeah. And why not? I'm gonna burn overclocked reactor for this. For the scan. If that's okay.
Oh yeah, yep, that's good.
Well, well, ooh, spell that incorrectly. Well, it was yeah, it was okay.
It's a four.
You still do it. Yeah, I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The bridge gets scanning. It gets scanning. Your lone pilot in the air serves as a handy as your own eyes in the sky. And by triangulating based on which of the birds seem to be the least coordinated, you pin down the location of this coordinator. A single high resolution photo by flyover over appearing on the main screen. It's not a signal tower or some kind of atavistic monstrosity. It's just this woman in an old timey looking dress. She's smiling, She has one of those birds in her hands, looking at it like it's the cutest thing ever. And she's but she's also looking directly in the camera. Alright.
Oh, that's creepy as hell.
Are you about to just smoke this old lady?
No, because I thought this was. I'm not going to smoke this old lady. I appreciate the candor. It's a go get 'em attitude I'm looking for. I mean, she seems like she might want. I mean, she's looking right into the camera.
Oh yeah, she's a. There's something distressing. There's something distressing about her. But you can't quite put your finger on it. Like she was like she was made by someone who was trying just a little too hard, or to make someone seem approachable.
I can put my finger on what's. I mean, my character's not there, but I can put Ben can put my finger on what's disturbing about that image. It's pretty obvious to me. An old lady with a ton of weird birds surrounding her. Yeah, that's crazy, insane. That's staring right into a camera. Anybody breaking the fourth wall like that is crazy.
Yeah, that
bird lady.
That is that's creepy as shit.
Well, the other fun thing is that this is a screenshot from the movie The Stepford Wives.
Oh god! Oh wait!
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. That's okay. No, I don't like it even more now. For some reason. Okay. Well.
Oh, I didn't. What did you put that in the chat?
Oh,
it's on Roll20.
Oh, it's on Roll20.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Oh.
Just picture that lady with a bird perched on her shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, probably slightly dirtier.
Well, no, that's the weird thing.
Oh, well, this is suburbia. Never mind.
That's the weird thing. Despite being deep in the forest, or I'm walking into underbrush, her dress is still immaculate.
Her name's probably something like Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce.
So.
Joyce Johnson.
So what? So. That's your end of the situation. I think back to Caruso and Merrick.
Yeah, I think we're kind of split up. I mean, we kind of went on the Caruso's gonna take care of the dogs, and Merrick's gonna head for the tree with the target in it. Mm-hmm. He still doesn't know it's Ashby or somebody. He still doesn't even know it's a person, really. No, they know it's a person. They just know it's like a faceless, nameless person to them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think
so Merrick is going to wait for Caruso to make engagement with the dogs before he moves at all. He's just going to hop off Caruso, duck behind the biggest tree he can find and wait to hear fight noises.
Yeah, and basically you go, Mib. You finish your thought.
Oh, it's just Ashby is basically going to be staying and hiding in the tree until it looks clear, or basically, some tree and, call some signal. But otherwise, it's kind of staying hidden because, yes, I would like.
Well, I'll say Merrick hops off Caruso, uses the laser pointer and says I'm coming or something like that, inbound probably, and then waits for engagement.
Oh. Okay.
All right, then what Caruso does? How many of How many dogs are there?
I'll say about 3 or so.
Okay. Um. So what Caruso is gonna do is just sideswipe one and just sideswipe one real fast and just like put like grab it and drag it with me, like getting it away from where Ashby is hiding and the rest of the group.
So yeah. So you're more focusing on getting their attention away from Ashby than
Yeah.
yeah. That's probably a good call. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna call that maneuver. I'm gonna call that maneuvering.
All right. Okay. I think I will spend a quirk here. I'm gonna spend my ridiculous thrusters to just.
As for your positioning, that would be that's desperate standards. You just keep you just keep dragging this thing, but it just keeps moving. Moving. Once you lose a grip of it, you might notice its its whole side has just been pulped off, but it's visibly growing back its limbs to get back up and continue to chase. So yeah, you can hurt them, but it doesn't seem like you're able to make them stay down. So probably a good call to just keep them busy.
Well, I mean, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so desperate standard. I'll push myself for 1 die. Anything else? A1 got an assist here.
I don't know how Merrick could help without giving away his position.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at my items and I didn't see anything that would really help me, help me stay out of sight and also help you.
All right. Okay. I'll take that on 2 dice. Just maneuver, physically moving these things away.
Yeah.
Or 3 dice.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Let's see what the roll effect.
Maneuver. Desperate. Standard. Dice. 3. Submit.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. So what happened?
Okay, so the
Let's see.
okay, so you keep okay, so you keep so you so you keep so you keep the so you keep them busy for a bit. He for a bit. It's bobbing and weaving through the trees. He's through the trees. He's maybe getting some more some more hits in. It's in scarlet red painting the outside of the shark face.
Mm-hmm.
And then you notice there's only two of them, one of them takes the initiative if in leaping onto the back of the shark face. He's claws digging in deep, and its fangs just start taking chunks out out of your plating.
Okay, am I taking damage here?
There we level 2 level 2 damage, and level 2 damage, and also level 2 damage, and also a take on the immune response on Sklog, as 2 separate consequences.
2 separate consequences.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend light armor to drop that down one. I want to drop that damage down one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And do you got a damage description for me?
Bite me. Bite.
Armor shredded.
Armor bitten.
Armor shredded. Armor gouged.
Gouged. Yeah, gouging. Gouging. Maiming. Armor mains.
It's the Googer.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
You're not doing it. Are you doing anything about the immune response clock ticking up?
How many steps is the immune response? You said 2 out of, was that 8?
Oh, it's currently it would, with this consequence it would be a 3 out of 8.
3 out of 8.
Yep.
3 out of 8 isn't bad for now.
Yeah, 4 out of 8, I would probably resist, but 3 out of 8, I mean, you're not halfway there yet. You're good.
Yeah. Okay, I'll hold off on immune response for right now. This damage though, does let me reveal the special ability I had just taken from leveling up last time.
Oh.
I had taken I'll be back whenever you take damage in combat, refresh a quirk, and take increased effect to retaliate against the assailant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my quirk back. Also, I just hit level up on my expertise attribute.
Yeah.
And I forget, do I take that up during downtime, or like can I take that up during a mission?
I think you take it.
I was looking at.
I think you take it up immediately and clear the track.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I am gonna take another point in battle, and I want to immediately retaliate against this fucking slime dog.
Yep.
And
hold on a moment. Consulate frontline. Where the hell did the Mech Gav go? Oh, here it is.
Oh, I
at the
moved
beginning.
it to the front of all the playbook. Yeah, because those are the ones. Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
The only Metcalf.
There is a
Yeah.
There is a you can only have 3 points in anyone's skill because the squad doesn't have the mastery upgrade yet.
okay. Then
Yeah.
then I'll,
Yeah, so you can't have a 4 in anything. Alas.
Destroy.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
not quite battle, but
Not
It
quite
is
battle.
still fucking shit up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Destroy when an enemy's at their knees. He's in rules of nature starts playing.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I still am gonna grab the slime dog that's on my back and just like smash it into the ground. I'm gonna spend a quirk on that. Or I'm planning to spend a quirk on that to push it up regardless, whatever it is. So can I get my positioning get effect?
You know, you know, you don't, retaliating, let's see, let me think. Yes, yes. There's more of them closing it, oozing in. There's more of them closing it. There's more of them closing. There's more of them closing it. Oozing in. You're in. They've said they see. They see there's a weakness in your armor, and it seems they're also confident and they're very hard and then how hard they are to kill. Your position remains desperate. And the effect would have been limited. The effect would have been limited without your ability bumping it up to standards.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Do you? Would there? What would be a collateral die on this?
A collateral die. Get it? A collateral die. I think the collateral die. I think a collateral die would be. I think a collateral die here would be. I think a collateral die here would be. It would be getting so. It would be getting so stuck. Would be getting so stuck in. Would be getting so stuck in. Would be getting so stuck. Stuck in that you in on just smashing this creature that you don't that you don't notice on time that there's that some of the blood and gore is leaking through the gashes. As in your armor into your cockpit and onto you.
So, pick up immune response again.
No, it would be it would be violating one of your rules of engagements.
Oh, that counts.
Because.
Can I pitch an alternative collateral die that it puts Merrick in a desperate position whenever he tries to sprint to the tree?
Because these wild hounds that are poised to pounce at anything else that's moving right now.
Yeah, so instead of hit us breaking rules of engagement, it just puts Merrick in a worse position when he tries to make his move here in a couple seconds.
Yeah, that seems like an interesting collateral die too.
Okay, and that because it's a collateral die, that definitely will happen, rather than like an assist that could.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could just make my move now and call it an assist at the beginning of me starting to. But I was planning on sneaking over there, so.
Yeah.
If you want me to be a distraction, I can, but I'm okay with just making my prowl more desperate than it would have been before.
Yeah.
So, I would say go with the collateral die in this case.
Okay, if you're fine with that.
Yeah, my prowl is better than my all-out sprint.
Okay, then I'll take that collateral die for total of 5 dice in Desperate Standard.
Yeesh.
Let's go. I'm gonna see what this get.
Come on, baby.
Battle.
I believe.
That's right. Standard.
5 dice.
Let's go.
Gives you
3
Go.
6s! 3 6s!
well, at 5 dice, you only have a 3% chance of an actual failure and a 20% chance of a crit. Although that's the devil's crit.
That's amazing.
Getting 3 6s. That's also
Okay. So what happens? So what happens here? You gotta go. Yeah.
Smash it real good.
Yeah. You smash him. You smash him.
I think you smash it and one of its friends real good.
Yeah. You smash. Yeah. You smash her. Yep. You smash. Yep. You get a good reversal on it. It's slamming him into the ground like that. Gets him stunned. Gets it stunned on enough that you can get after you can get your mech's hands on it and just start and wield the thing as a bludgeon. Against the rest of the pack.
So Merrick was gonna run as soon as you did your first maneuver and he saw the dogs hit you a couple times, and then he took a couple steps and just kind of stopped and stared in awe as this kid in this mech just takes down 2 of them in a couple moves, and because of that he ends up in a desperate position because he was kind of just standing in the open before he quickly ducks his head and tries to move among the trees to get to the target.
Yeah.
stop hitting yourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, Merrick, this longtime merc, just stops in the open, wow, holy shit.
Yep, you're good. Yep, by the and then somewhere in the storm of violence, as you sense this briefest of shifts. If at this point one of the hounds is just a quivering mass of gore that can't do anything but twitch on the ground as its flesh slowly ignites itself back together. But the other one, it has this guarded stance. It has this guarded stance now. A lot of its body mass is gone, but it's covering one side of its body, then a slightly different side of its body, and you swear its wounds are great enough that you can kind of see this beating organ that just freely moving about inside of its body mass.
Oh,
Gross.
Yeah,
gross.
But it's guarding that organ like it's an actual weak point. Still, Merrick. Merrick.
Yeah.
Still.
Merrick breaks out of his reverie of seeing Caruso at work for the first time, and immediately just goes back to on task and starts trying to keep trees in between him and the last dog's line of sight to make it to the tree that he knows Ashby is perched in to be able to climb up to the top.
Now, is Ashby able to see these hound things getting savaged and starting to reknit and all their organs showing and everything?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is. Well, I think you're seeing some of the violence just crashing about out through the trees.
Yeah, well, because if I can see what looks like some kind of weak point, and it might be time to sniper rifle that.
Hell yeah. I
Although,
assume you're declaring pilot gear?
yep. Although I don't suppose I can apply my silencer to that.
Why not?
Huh.
But, yeah, I mean, yes, kind of giving away my location at this point, but, you know, I mean, they're having enough trouble with these dogs, and one of them looks very vulnerable. So I guess it's time to give that a shot. And I don't know if I'd be able to use Prowl for this. I mean, does say in the description you might stab an unsuspecting foe, but
I think
it's gotta be Hunt.
Yeah.
Prowl is more for an opportunist for taking any opportunistic attack, but you have a clear Hunt would be better for this.
Yeah.
If you
all right.
If you use hunts, you'd start out in a risk you start out at risky limited, but you could move that up to desperate. But you get a trade position a position for effect to get it up to desperate.
Yeah, I'll take that up to desperate standard.
Yeah, one moment, I was getting a call.
Yep.
Would you be okay with me doing my prowl before you give our position away? Before you shoot a sniper rifle at the tree that I'm trying to sneak to?
I mean, I suppose you can certainly say you're doing that at that time.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's more... they both happen at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm already desperate, and I don't need even more consequences be going on whenever I'm...
Actually,
I gave the collateral die to the assuming that my action would be the very next action.
So actually, you know what? No, I'm going to take my shot first because then that justifies me giving you an assist.
That's fair. Okay,
because
sweet.
Because the noise, everybody's going to be looking up.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Okay, sweet.
So
shoot away.
Yeah. Whenever he comes back, but yeah, I'm definitely going to bump that to desperate standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then going to go with pushing myself, and I think I'm gonna for an extra die. And yeah, I think I will do that. And the really, really fun part is that my starting ability is Daredevil.
Oh.
Which is?
When you roll desperate, you get +1 die, but they get -1 die on resist.
Nice.
But, well, I figured even narratively, given that I was with the Arisen and have died several times, that
your sense of self-preservation isn't quite up to par anymore.
Kind of, yeah. The other ability, if I had more than one ability, which I mean technically you could talk about or whatever, would have been ambush. When you attack from hiding or spring it up, +1 D. But Although, I mean, yeah, I mean, in theory, when it's in post it's like, in theory about, starting with some advancements or whatever, because you guys already have. So.
Take the shot. Take the shot, Aspie.
Yeah. All right.
Did you roll it?
Oh, roll.
Yes. 6.
Hey.
Okay then.
And it's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons I love Daredevil. With more dice, you're less likely to get a consequence. And so, it's not really a penalty after all.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, imagine your luck ever running out.
Until you get that extra dice, and then roll two twos and a 1, and then you get to pay for those consequences.
Yeah, well.
Hey, consequences are good.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yet again.
So he succeeds, and we were talking while you were on your phone call that his successful shot, if he's succeeded, could be an assist to Merrick trying to sneak up to his tree.
Oh yeah,
but right now, but for now, I plant a nice big old sniper round right into its exposed guts.
Awesome.
And hopefully that'll keep it down.
Okay, so this weak point is going constantly shifting. Briefly, you're my. It reminds you a little of like a mythic of. It reminds you a little of something like the core of an amoeba or of an amoeba. Either the way it's just really moving around in there, but it's also visibly pulsing and beating like a heart. And art, and then you find the perfect opening to take the shots. The bullet flies. The bullet flies. Ice. A perfect. Ice. A shaped hunk of lead. It's ripping through flesh. Landing directly into that pulsing thing. The hound stumbles back, flinches. Inches. It's inches. It was in the middle of flexing one of its arms, so its bones could set together faster. And the broken limb suddenly falling completely limp. Imp. It's like you just pushed an off switch on its ability to regenerate itself. immediately the rest of the other two on reposition focusing barking at Caruso, trying and trying to try one barking at Caruso and trying to get his attention, while the other focuses on dragging his fallen compatriots away.
Yeah, so nice big loud bang from this top of this tree.
Yeah.
That's probably going to get noticed.
Oh,
but the sound is down and out.
yeah.
And Merrick uses that great opportunity to sprint through the tree cover to try and get up there. Or try and get to the base of the tree, really.
Yep. Okay, that seems like, Prowl me?
He's specifically doing it to keep the line of sight. Like, he's not taking a direct line. He's, like, weaving through the trees to try and make sure he's out of line of sight.
That could be finesse or prowl. Wait, no, prowl. Finesse is handling an object with agility. My bad.
Yeah. Prowl is stealth and athletics.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it'd be prowl either way.
Yeah.
But he's specifically trying to do it so he's staying out of sight.
Yeah.
Yep.
And movement, so...
I'm going to push myself to get an extra die.
Yep, you're still. You are in desperate position as per the preceding collateral, but
Yes, and then can I get another die from his shot, drawing eyes upwards?
If he spends as for the assist.
I'll spend a stress on that easily.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you. And then so I roll 3 die for that.
Yep. Effect is standards.
Sweet. 6.
Clean. And you definitely know which tree now.
Oh yeah, I already knew which tree because I signaled to you, but the sniper shot is a ringing confirmation in Merrick's ears.
Well then.
Yeah.
I am still...
And now that I've kind of exposed myself, I'm going to continue offering cover fire for Caruso.
Yeah. It is.
And at the base of the tree, I'm going to mark off two of my slots as climbing gear to help me scale up the tree to get up to where Ashby is hidden. So he kneels down at the base of the tree and starts pulling stuff out of a bag and clipping those spike shoes onto his combat boots, clipping gear clipping bracers on his arms to help him dig into the bark, and then starts climbing as quietly as possible up this tree. With the cover fire and everything and all the chaos around him, he's just trying to get up the tree without being noticed, while letting everybody else draw attention.
Yeah. I would like to say, however, that it's past midnight. However, that we're a good 3 hours into the session, which is usually the length I try to go for. I think. Yeah.
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 All right.
So, I guess we're about halfway through, and next week we are going to, I guess, get the hell out of here.
These dogs.
Yeah.
And get Ashby out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep, but at the point where we can make beliefs for people now.
Yep.
In theory.
Yeah, I already have my belief for Caruso. He's an amazing pilot, but his inexperience outside of space is dangerous.
Yeah. That sounds like a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Do we also want to do we also want to do the end of session checklists?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, end of session. Squad goals and
Okay.
Execute the six. Face off against challenges above your pay grades.
Well, the briefing did say that the local security forces definitely outstrip our firepower.
Oh yeah. I mean, you were in a desperate position for basically the entire for basically the entire time where you were actually fighting.
mm-hmm.
I think
So
yeah.
um,
You didn't necessarily need to, but your chosen approach definitely put you in a position where you did, and it was awesome. I loved it.
yeah. Well,
Bolster your reputation, develop a new one. Not really. Suppress goals in a conflict or essential nature. I don't think either of those just yet. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could make an argument for inner conflict just in that. I mean, not really conflict, I guess. It was just the crew is changing actively. Like Merrick's a new person, and you're in the process of rescuing somebody else.
I mean,
Like your team is rapidly changing.
I feel this could be very much the essential nature of the squad.
Yeah,
You're Metcalf, you are assigned a relatively stealthy extraction, and your immediate response to that was to shoot things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how you do stealth, right? You shoot stuff, and then you
So
grab
that they
the
don't-
thing in the aftermath.
I haven't shot a gun.
It's the
Well,
He just ripped a couple dogs apart.
it's stealth through violence, right? They can't rat you out if they're dead.
exactly.
Pretty much an essential nature of the squad that you're really not good at that part. You know, the not being violent part.
Yeah. That's also an end of session question that's worth not really overthinking. It's like, my answer to that would also honestly have been you dropped it you dropped it you kind of dropped into a mission in hostile territory where you're moving fast and trying to achieve your objective if and get out before the enemy he can get their shit together. So, yeah, I think that gets the squad up to leveling up.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like the squad was only needed 1 XP to level up.
Yep, and you got the 2. So do you want 2 upgrades or a new squad ability?
I think we had literally just talked about taking a crew upgrade. Weren't you just like talking about taking one of them?
Yeah. Well, let's.
So we can't think on it.
Yeah, we'll use the Discord chat over the week to figure out what to do.
Yeah, we can discuss.
Yep. That's. Yep. I'll just leave one pip in that squads. And then there's also individual pilot experience. Maybe you can just we can discuss that here, or maybe or if you're more comfortable doing, or if you're more comfortable, you can just write it out in your own time. I'm between sessions after you've had some time to cool down, and to debrief. But yeah.
Ashby looks like 2, addressing challenge with stealth or evasion. Yes. And expressing my history, tragedy, or opening as, sniper, assassin, redacted. This is very much my thing.
Yeah.
So that would be 2. And I know at one point there was some talk about starting with more than just, whatever, to kind of bring up to the level of the others. So it's definitely maybe a thing, but now we don't have to go deeply into it.
I have been thinking about that, and you're right. I to be the one to bring it up.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I can see one other special ability that would probably be nice for my character.
Mm-hmm.
But so either be that or it's probably next on the list. But either way, well, ambush, of course, attacking from hiding or springing traps. But we can figure that out at some point. Yeah. Anybody else? What have you got? What did you get up to? How many XP do you all get?
I think I got 3, 2 from. I feel like at least twice address challenge with violence and determination.
Incredible violence, in fact.
Yeah, and then expressed history. No trees in space.
That was a great line. That was a powerful line.
Yeah, and Merrick developed a whole belief about you out of you saying that one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie?
I also think Merrick got 3. 2 from cooperation, because basically everything he did was like some kind of teamwork, working with Caruso to get the best situation out of anything. And then history, kind of just operating on his experience of being a mercenary and like doing a job he's like in a place he's never been before. This is like right up his alley, what he always does. So, but I'm only going to do that. I mean, yeah, just like 1 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got 3 this session too. 2 for delegation. Quite obviously this time just delegating all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think 1 because when he did that that study role, like he was using his academy background and training and all that, when he was analyzing the crows. Bio crows.
Bio crow.
Yeah.
We get to leave off on the cliffhanger of what he's going to do about the creepy old lady and her crows.
Oh yeah.
Which is good because I get to think about it for a week. Because honestly, don't know.
No idea.
Terrifying.
Take her with us. Take her with us. It can be her and her crows can be a cohort.
I don't know that we can fix her.
Take her with us.
I am not sure that's a great idea. She could be the
Crow
6th angel.
lady? If you don't want Crow Joyce on our team?
Joyce Johnson? Nah, I'm not sure. Because the way something off about her.
Oh yeah, for sure. But there's something off about all of us.
Fair enough. We could all just reenact that bit from Rick and Morty. Everyone gets 2 crows.
You get a crow. You get a crow.
No, yeah. Anything, anything you liked, anything you liked, anything that could have gone better?
No, I thought this was a fun sesh.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, especially for like us spending an hour doing introductions and getting ready for a 2-hour score. That was pretty solid.
Yeah. I was like, I'd expected some time spent on introduction, so I was braced for that.
Of course. Nah, but managed to keep things interesting on the deception side too.
Oh yeah, I was. Oh yeah,
And creepy.
Yep. I do like information warfare. It's like it's a great vehicle for building tension and intrigue.
Oh yeah. Now next session we get to figure out whether the twain shall meet.
Yes.
How do we get everyone onto the ship while you're running from dogs? Or did you kill all of them?
Oh no! Oh no!
There's gonna be
How
more.
many did we have left?
There is one downed. I don't know that it's dead, and then there are 2 left.
Well, it's at the least critically wounded enough to be incapacitated.
Yeah, so 2 more. But we're making noise, so I wouldn't be surprised if the security forces are closing it.
Yeah, I'm also.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I also hope I communicated well how terrifying in these in the primordials biomass.
Oh yeah. Shifting organs and being visible. Yep, that's gross. Yeah, it's
and also just growing back from losing and also just is growing back like several lost limbs as long as its weird pulsing heart thing is intact.
Yeah, Merrick probably has said like "what the fuck" like 15 times just in this mission alone. Like just like what the fuck.
Some real Attack on Titan shit going on.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is one of those missions where you can't just shoot it.
Yep.
That's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a really fun game, guys.
This week.
Yep. Good times. I'll see you all
Good
next.
times.
I'll see you all again in a week then.
Yes.
See you in a week.
Yep.
I'm hoping.
See you next week.
I'm hoping next time. I'm hoping next time daylight savings will have shifted, so my mom doesn't call me about needing to quiet down.
No worries.
Well, she's usually
No
sleeping.
worries.
It's 15 past midnight right now because of daylight savings.
Ooh, that might change things around because Argentina doesn't do daylight savings.
Oh yeah. I'll see about posting I'll see about posting a Hammer Time timestamp because that does take daylight savings into account from my point of view.
Yeah, Hammer Time is great for that because it's a timestamp, and then Discord converts it to whatever you have set as your own time zone.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I just really like that it's called Hammer Time.
Stop.
Yes.
Hammer Time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love it. For me, it's convenient because it starts at noon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. So American time zone stand or well like that.
West Coast, right?
Yep, right on the west coast, Canada.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Vancouver area.
Right.
Vancouver, very pretty. I've been there
The
before.
Couve.
Yep.
The Coup.
Yeah.
Also, does anyone call it is the Couve an actual? Do people actually call Vancouver the Couve?
Okay, the Couve is like calling San Francisco Frisco. Only
Yeah,
people
God.
don't
Okay.
do it.
Yeah,
And
no.
it's a good way to, and it's a good way to get
So
punched.
it's just a cringy tourist abbreviation.
Yeah, only people who are here
basically
say it, and it will get you punched.
fantastic.
The Couve.
If I ever want to get beaten up in Vancouver, now I know.
Yeah.
Gang your
So
ass
there's-
in Vancouver.
There's a picture I have. That's kind of how I was envisioning the hounds kind of.
Yeah, the primordial the primordial really just started out as me liking the monster from Bloodborne or a lot. So you're not
Yeah,
wrong.
Bloodborne. There you go.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I just sort of envisioned the hounds from that Resident Evil movie.
I mean yeah, they're definitely somewhere in between werewolf tropes of and Cronenberg monsters. And Resident Evil really has that flesh monster aesthetic down pat.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I gotta play tonight too. Well, I'll see you everyone next week.
Yeah.
Yep. See you guys
Okay,
next
go get
week.
ready.
You could take
See
a
ya.
nap.
Yeah,
You could take a nap or something, man. Jeez.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I gotta at least shut eyes a little bit.
I'm gonna go walk.
Oh.
I'm gonna go walk my dog. See ya.
Nice. Well, it's nice meeting everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.